Good morning, RGB. I'm Christopher. I am a certified acceptance agent, tax professional, and a business owner, and a proud member of the Westaco Chamber of Commerce. How are you, Laura?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you for accepting our invitation. Before we proceed, let me just give a quick rundown on our program for the WYCOTAX. So this is our Thursday live chat where we are just talking about any updates and issues and triumphs that we are handling in a day-to-day basis for all the business and owners and entrepreneurs. Thank you for attending. We have some guests here in our Zoom. I just wanna a quick reminder that everybody will be muted during the presentation, and then after that we will have at least 5 minutes. We will unmute. Then you guys can actually ask us questions. If we can answer, yes, and if not, then we can get back through the email. Okay, so Laura is going to be co-hosting me regarding the any issues that they have with the PPP together with the benefits of the Westaco Chamber of Commerce. Personally, I've experienced really an generous amount of aid in terms of publications of any webinars that we're having because we are on this together. So this the slides that you can see is one of the success stories that we have because we want to make it easier for our clients to run their business while we are taking care and handling any tax payroll bookkeeping needs. Because at this point, more than any point in time, are the vital or these are the Bible documents that everybody will be looking from the SBA, from the lenders to the IRS. So therefore, we want to make sure that everything is accurately and timely done. Our progress report, almost 200,000 of application we have been processed and 93% are approved and we're just waiting for the remaining. For the past webinars, we are also contributing to the community of RGB to learn on your own time. That's why you just have to follow us on our channel, on our YouTube. Just type WYCOTAX and you will find all the videos from COVID-19 relief. We cover the tax credits, the employee retention tax credits. Even on the Texas Shared Work Program, we cover all of those relevant topics that are part of the coronavirus aid relief economic stimulus act. And also, if you just want to listen for like less than a minute or two, you just find us on Facebook, follow us on Facebook page, and we're posting every video clips that might, it could be a frequently asked questions or the how-to guide on applying the different grants to the city and the state. Now, if you're not a watcher and you just want to read on your own time before you go to bed, you can also access all the PDF copy on our wycotax.com. There's a PDF download for COVID-19 relief summary. But if you want an instant response to questions, just feel free to text our number, and after the presentation, our account manager, either our accountant or tax professional, will reach out to you. For next week, our Wednesday webinar, we have the how to apply employee retention tax credits. We are offering Spanish and English, but definitely I'm not the Spanish presenter. It will be my accountant, okay? That would be 11 a.m. Then I will do the English at 10 a.m. Catch us on our Facebook. And the Thursday live chat next week, we will talk about the trials and triumphs of running a business on RGB for the COVID-19 crisis. I will be co-hosted by one of the business owners here in RGB, Mr. Benito Campos Jr., All Valley Properties LLC. So this is our YouTube. Just type WYCOTAX and when you see the logo, that's us. Then this is our website. You just have to go to download free PDF right here. Okay. And if you want us to give you a 1 hour free consultation, just checking your taxes, payroll, bookkeeping, especially for the forgiveness, we are giving you an hour free, just giving you guidance. Okay. Now, just a disclaimer, any opinion that we have here, this is not be taken as a tax or legal accounting advice, that WYCOTAX is not associated with any institution that will be mentioned on the presentation. And it is a webinar series. Now, let me welcome to formally introduce She's very amazing, outstanding woman that I met for the past 2-3 years. She's been active to the community locally. I've seen her all different networkings, and now I'm even on the webinar. I like the concept. You can have coffee with during the live chat. That is a good concept that she always brought. She always brings something new to the table. So that's why I said, you know what, she's a good asset and value to the community, especially the business community. No other than Miss Laura Espinosa, the Marketing Director of Westlaco Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, Miss Laura.
Hello. Thank you so much, Chris. Wow. What a wonderful welcome. Well, I'm happy to be here. And we're also so grateful to you as a business owner, because you're an awesome chamber member. And, we're all about connections, and we're all about working together. And good members are what make our chamber great too. So we're just so pleased with all the work that you're doing, getting out there and just sharing information and being so proactive during this time. So my hat's off to you as well.
Thank you. Before we dive into biggest mistake, the thing that I really admire and appreciate with all the people here is about that lending hand, the helping hand. When I ask you, hey, Miss Laura, we have to switch through the webinar, and then you just, you know what, even you're working from home, just send me the PDF copy or the e-flyer where we will be co-hosting it, which is very it means a lot, more than anything, more than marketing, that you know that the support, this generous support that we're receiving is more than we are asking for the community. And because at the end, we also want to make sure that the business continues for everyone, but at the same time to be guided with with the laws, legislations of to the Senate and to the Congress. Now, the latest update, this is just come this week. I just want to emphasize, because last week we covered about the PPP, everything that you need to know about the forgiveness. However, these are the recent news for the PPP, the Paycheck Protection Program. What they did three. They did three key points here, or changes to the use of the PPP funds. From 8 weeks, they move it to 24. Okay, 24 weeks. It also extends to the deadline to rehire or laid off and furlough employees and still qualify for loan forgiveness from June 30 to December 31. So we have until the end of the year. Also, according to the bill, reduces from 75 to 60% the amount of PPP money that must be spent on payroll expenses for the loan to be forgiven completely. The remainder can be used for rent, utilities, and mortgage payments. Then another thing that they did, the bill also gives borrowers 5 years to repay the loan instead of 2 years. That is a good, this is one of the highlights that I really admire with these changes. Then the changes to the 75% threshold and 2-year term address violations of the intent of the CARES Act, which established the PPP. And I'm just thankful that they did these changes before we even apply for forgiveness, okay? And one thing that they have to realize, when this is the biggest mistake, okay? When you are applying for the PPP, make sure you're not commingling your assets or your liabilities, your bank accounts. Always have separate accounts, okay? And also, misuse of the funds could result on what? The 5-year and a fine up to $250,000 by imprisonment of not more than 2 years and or a fine of not more than $5,000. Just a reminder, this, even we got approved for the PPP, that is only portion of the equation. What our goal here is making sure that it will not be part of your books, which means it's not going to be a long-term liability on your end. That is the reason why your books, your taxes, and payroll, they should be aligned. They should have all the same numbers that you're presenting, and you cannot, what we have experienced, other people that are submitting payroll report, they are not paying the social and Medicare wages of their employees. And that is wrong. And that is what I'm saying. If you requested for the gross amount of the paycheck, which includes the Social Security and Medicare and even FICA, you need to pay that also when you make the biweekly payment or monthly payment in able to be forgiven. Because I'm telling you, there are three agencies from the SBA, the lenders, and even the IRS. Okay, so that's one of the that's the biggest mistake that you will use is the commingling of the liabilities and also misuse of the funds. All right, I'm going to do the full screen mode so I could have Laura. Laura, what do you think about the new changes?
Well, I think that definitely is going to be helpful to the issues that we've seen. You actually touched on all the questions and concerns that we had been getting from members, which was the amount of money to spend. So once they got it, you know, if they had left over from using it on payroll, if they could use it for other things, that was a big thing. The length of time to use it was, you know, kind of stressing people out because, you know, trying to plan ahead from when they actually receive it to when they had to use it was, it's kind of hard to gauge. So I think that's really important too, because, you know, and for some, the process was taking a good amount of time just to get the funds. So I think all of that extra cushion that you have and, you know, reducing that amount that has to be used on payroll to the 60% is just, it's going to be so much, it gives the businesses more flexibility to be able to take full advantage of these funds. So
Yeah, so those are the resources that come from Forbes that come, it actually just come this week. So that's why while we were just talking right now, it was just like past 2 days or 3 days ago.
yeah,
That's why we are giving these updates because me myself as a business owner, like 75% would be a stretch.
yeah.
Correct. And that's why other some of our clients say, Christopher, how would they do this? And another most common concern that they're asking are what documents to be provided.
Right. And I think documentation is another big thing too. I mean, especially with you know, the charges that we see, like people that are already having to pay back or get in trouble for misusing. I think people are really afraid. You know, they want to do everything correctly. They want to do everything properly. So providing all that documentation, I think, is another issue where they're like, okay, what exactly do we need to have? How do we, you know, document it?
So in terms of documentation, being a tax professional, and we resolved more than $321,000 of audit to the IRS in terms of the business expenses and together with the state in terms of the payroll inconsistencies. I just want to give emphasis when you are presenting documents, they will all be based on the type of entity that you are. When you are a sole proprietor and a DBA, please, you have to issue according to the guideline that you need to issue yourself a check. That is what you call like an honors withdrawal in a consistent basis. But always remember, it should be reasonable. The IRS set guidelines what is reasonable. So on when you're a sole proprietor in a DBA, since you cannot be an employee of your company, then you need to issue certain or portion amount that is reasonable salary for your job or for your business. Okay. But the documents will change if you started to have what? If you started to have S corporation. If you're a limited liability company and you elect S corporation, then you need to be issuing yourself a payroll, which means a biweekly basis you need to issue because you are going to pay your FICA. When I say FICA, this is the Social Security and Medicare contribution. You will act as an employee. You will contribute half of the Social Security and Medicare. Then you, being an employer or your company, will also contribute Social Security and Medicare, and on top of that, you will have to be paying the unemployment contribution for yourself. So those are the reports that this is very vital, and we call it that form 941. If I'm the employee of my company and I have 4 more employees, then therefore on my 941 report, there should be 5 employees that are written there. Okay? So that's just a quick reminder for everybody. Your business structure the reports on the documents will all be based on the business structure for the payroll. Okay? Now, identifying the mortgage, rent, and utilities, the contract. I always, this is our culture and this is our practice on our company. It's better to have more than less. If we're talking about the utilities or lease, whether you lease the printer, you're leasing your furniture, your office, please make sure not just having the bills paid, the invoices, the paid the invoice, but also prepare the contract. Okay, because according to that, to the one of the documents that they're saying that there should be a contract prior to February 15. It doesn't mean that you it doesn't mean that it's not enforced, but it's better that you have the contract. That's why if you don't have a contract with your landlord, this is the time, go back and talk to them and ask for the contract. We are the auditor of auditors to the state. We are the auditors to the IRS, but because we are proactive for our clients, we become much more stricter than the auditor itself because we don't want a going back and forth documents. Once we submit this, we want to make sure that from A to Z documents we have it. And the forgiveness application, it's an 11-page document. You can read it. There are so many items that you have to fill out. Now, and then this is one of the concerns. Then we will jump in. How is the Westaco Chamber helping the business owners in terms of this forgiveness?
In terms of the forgiveness specifically, or just in general during the crisis?
Yeah, just in general during the crisis.
So right, I mean, as soon as everything kind of started shutting down, our president, CEO Barbara, was just right away like, okay, we have to switch to virtual mode. So we began having our virtual business forums right away, which is every week we had different topic that would be of concern to and helpful for business owners. Right away, we had a first session on the initial SBA loans that came out, the Family First Act, coronavirus response. Just last week, we had Tom Sullivan from the U.S. Chamber come to talk about federal stimulus actions and how that was affecting business. So really the main thing and our main goal was just to help get the information out there.
Yes.
At first, because there was so much unknown and there's so much to learn. And then after that, it's really just creating connections for people because now we're so limited in how we could connect and network. So we started our virtual networking session.
Yes.
Yeah, that's where we had the virtual coffee break or our virtual coffee time. And we would literally have, people, everyone in just like this format in the Zoom chat, kind of go around, introduce yourself. And it allows people, we stream on our Facebook page. So that allowed people to even the ones participating just to get the exposure. And everyone can log on Facebook and see. And then after that, we did a program that is called Fuel the Frontline. So that's where we wanted to just collect donations from the community. And then in turn, we purchased meals for our frontline workers in the community. And that was a twofold. Obviously, we wanted to appreciate all our frontliners, but also that was an effort to promote and help support the small businesses, the restaurants that we purchased the meals from. That was the idea, to kind of pump a little more in there. And then, we have a COVID fact sheet on our website, WYCOTAX.com. Again, just kind of gathering information with every executive order that has come out. We've highlighted it on our page. We provided links for all the different worksheets. And if you go to WYCOTAX.com, there's a button right there on the first page. And just really promoting our businesses. We did a little dining guide and kind of help people see like who's open, who's doing delivery, dine-in, once that became available. So that's really the main thing, just trying to keep everyone informed and also promoting on our end and reminding people to shop local, which is always our message.
Yes, that's very well said, because there are three main key points that you mentioned about the benefits is the resource information. That's very good at this point. And the resource information, like what you do know could be your greatest asset, but what you might not know might be your greatest liability. So that is having that kind of access virtually on your website and even on Facebook page is something really beneficial. And more than anything else, like what we said, is more on the promotion, whatever platforms that we can use to promote our business. Let's say we do this, we introduce ourselves, or even if it's we I'm trying to co-host a business owner that one of our clients, because we also want to help them to promote their businesses in RGB.
Mm-hmm.
And this kind of marketing, it's it's a ripple effect. Like any small contribution that the community or the chamber, whether the EDC will do, will create an extraordinary impact. And
Right.
ideally, when we do the webinars, all of this, it has much more exposure and boosting on Facebook
Right.
rather than random pictures or photos. And they will get to know the person that they're talking to. Because the truth of the matter is, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Whatever the products or services that you are offering, it doesn't mean anything until they get to know you, that you're very caring and very giving. And talking about giving is the program, the Westaco Chamber, that this is the first time I've heard, is for the frontliners. You called it again, fuel or
Feel,
frontliners.
feel the
And
front
it's
line.
a very good, noble act of kindness, because at this point, it is about a collaboration. Count me in. I just want to focus on that. How our people can contribute.
So if they go to westlaco.com, we also have a link on our main page, and they just click, and it's all online, which is super convenient. So you click on the actual event, and then it'll kind of take you to a screen where you can select how much you want to donate. And you know, we start like at 10, 15, 20, 25, all the way up. And yeah, and we had a good response from the beginning, and then we had different organizations kind of come forward and say, okay, we want to like purchase all the meals, like our leadership Mid Valley, which is another program of the chamber,
Yes.
um, said that they wanted to donate specifically for that. So a couple weeks ago, they donated, I think it was like $600 for our meals for police and fire department. So just different amounts, like anything that you can give, where we're still collecting and it's still available. So
Oh, that's
we'll
good.
we'll do it as long as the resources allow. So
Yeah. And it's two birds in one stone. I just want another reminder, any donations that you are going to give is a tax deductible by next year. All right. So this is time that we can give, and you get, it's just an act of kindness to everyone. You mentioned regarding the leadership. Is this a program of Westlaco? It's a different program.
no, it's actually a program of the Westlaco Chamber. So Leadership Mid Valley is an 8-month program where we'll take applicants in the summer, and it actually starts at the end of September, beginning of October. And it's basically every month you learn about a different topic in the Mid Valley. So we have like a healthcare session, we have agriculture, history, media, so on and so forth. And it's a really great program. I mean, we can't talk it up enough. And it's kind of something that once you go through, you kind of don't really know about it until you experience it. But
Yes.
it is it's a class of about 15 to 20s where we're averaging, and you start at the beginning of the year. It starts with the retreat, and then it kind of goes in through the sessions till the end of the year. So actually, our class this year was our 15th, class 15, and they're getting ready to graduate soon. So typically we would have had it already, but because of everything going on, we had to delay it a bit. So we're just excited, and those applications will be available probably in probably July is usually when we have it.
Yes.
So we're just kind of, and again, it might be a little bit later than that, only because we're just kind of waiting to see what plays out, how we'll be able to do it. But it looks like we'll be able to get going in the fall. So we're really looking forward to it.
Do they need to be members for on the West Dakota enroll?
No, they don't. Members do get a discounted tuition because there is a fee to join, but they do not have to be members. So it is open to the community. The only requirement is you either have to live or work in the Mid-Valley.
Okay, that's it. So if ever they can contact you through your Facebook page, right?
Yes, they
And
can
then
definitely facebook.com/westlaco chamber or westlaco.com is our website.
okay. All right, there you go. That is the summary, like the benefits. Let's say it's a notion of collaboration in terms of the connection resources, and we never stop learning. Then what the next part of our Thursday live chat is we will involve the other participants here in the chat if they have some questions. I think we have 3 or 4 of them, business owners. So I will share. I will unmute them so they would be able to ask questions. So the other one, okay. Bear with me. We will have 5 minutes of a Q&A. Unmute. I'm very challenged. We have Mike and Cindy. We have Alma and Mindy Garza. Okay, so I will unmute Alma. I already unmute Mindy and no, Mike and Cindy. Miss Alma, Miss Cindy, and Mr. Mike and Mindy Garza, welcome to our Thursday live chat. For some reason, I cannot unmute Miss Alma. Okay, let me just. Oh, I think she's gone. But anyways, good morning. Welcome to our Thursday live chat.
Good morning.
Can you hear us? Okay.
Yes.
Good
All
morning.
right. Thank you for participating. I just want to ask, are you guys from the RGB business owners?
Yes.
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. Then what we're going to do is we will answer questions regarding the PPP forgiveness. Go ahead. Do you guys have questions or even the benefits of the WYCOTAX chamber?
Actually, I have a question. Early on, you had mentioned the way that the funds can be used, and you mentioned the percentages having changed from the 75% down to 60%. And in there, you had said that now that leaves more money for paying things other than payroll, and you mentioned mortgage payments. My understanding was that PPP money could not be used for mortgage payments. Did that change?
That's true. Actually, the mortgage, we're talking about the interest for the mortgage, not the principal itself. Yes, but that's true. That's correct. It's only the interest that need to be included for the PPP program. Are you do you purchase your building or your office?
Yes, I did, and I do have a mortgage, and so I'm kind of, how would you differentiate, when you apply for your forgiveness, how are you going to, I guess you're going to have to carve out the amount of the payment that was actually interest, because, I mean, your mortgage payment is one check, and it's principal plus interest, but only the interest is something that you can deduct for your forgiveness, correct?
Yes, that's true. The interest is the amount. The way it works is every year, actually, they are giving you a 1098 mortgage interest statement. Are you receiving that 1098 mortgage interest statement?
No, I just purchased the building, so this will be the first year.
Okay. The way you can work is you work with the banker, and then they can give you actually a breakdown, what comes to the principal and what comes to the interest.
Okay.
Yes. So they would provide you the breakdown. Even your because what they're giving you is just the receipt of the total amount of the mortgage. But you could actually request them, because that's what we have been doing with our clients, is to request their lenders to give us a breakdown, so we would be able to itemize.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Mindy. And if you have more specific questions, you can always email us. Our contact information is on our Facebook page for more detailed questions regarding your business.
Thanks.
Thank you, Miss Mindy. By the way, Miss Mindy, I just want to can you give your what service do you provide or what product, so they would know?
I have a law office here in West Laco.
And what do you use? Are you more like the criminal, immigration?
No, I do mostly estate planning, some business work, and real estate.
Oh, thank you. So for Miss Mindy, any questions about the real estate planning? She's the person to contact in Westlaco.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Mindy. Okay, so do we have more questions? Counting five, four. We have Mike and Cindy. Are you still there?
I'm good. Yes, we're
Okay,
good.
you guys are good. Thank you.
Actually, I do have one question. I guess that's popping up in the back of my mind. You had mentioned that we do need to pay the FICA taxes, et cetera, for our employees, which we do, but we also have a contract employee, a 1099 employee.
Yes.
How do you deal with that?
Miss Cindy, right? Miss Cindy, that's a very good question. Uh, this is very common question that we are encounter. Like, oh, we have an employee, but we're paying them 1099. On the IRS regulation and the IRS code, you need to have control of any of the following. You can write this down. This is the 3 T's. We have the tools, the time, and the training. The 3 T's, if any of those you control to this 1099 employee, they are not actually a contractor. They are an employee. So therefore, there might be some technicality issue that when you issue a 1099, they will not be part of your payroll expenses, whether they're part-time or full-time employee. Because at the end, what the lender are going to look at, and also the IRS, is the document that you provided to them. So if you're paying them a 1099, therefore they cannot be part of your payroll cost. But if you pay them with a paycheck, you contributed with the FICA, then that is going to be part of your payroll expense. That subject to be forgiven.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, Miss Cindy. More questions? One-on-one, we do the private consultation. Okay. All right, there you go. Thank you guys for all those questions, and any more, much more specific questions, feel free to reach us. Miss Laura, do you have any questions before we even end our live chat?
No, I'm good.
Okay. For Miss Laura, go ahead.
I really don't. I think you covered it all, but I guess, is there something, like, as far as, you mentioned like the biggest mistakes that we make, is there something that you're seeing across the board that maybe business owners are doing that they shouldn't be doing, or, just kind of stuff to be aware of?
Yes, there are only two main things that I really suggest to them based on our experience. Number one, avoid using cash. Okay? Because it's so hard to trail, we need to really dissect if it's, as long as you can use your credit card for any payments, your bank account for any payments, avoid paying cash, okay? To any of your expenses, it would be very difficult. It's next to impossible. Okay, then next, number two, stop using your personal and business account together, okay? Withdrawing money here because I need money to the business and I need money to my personal stuff, the tuition fee of the kids. Stop doing that. There is a better way. So those are the most important things, are organized bookkeeping and mapping your transactions every now and then are very vital for the forgiveness of any program that we will have, because there are so many programs that are offered and they always going to look back on your personal and your business financial statements. Remember, they will exchange paperwork. When you sign that document, the SBA or the lender have the authority to submit it to the IRS. Are these the enough correct numbers that they gave to us? Vice versa. That is the one that I strongly suggest. Those don't ever forget. Okay?
Awesome.
All right. Thank you, Miss Laura. Okay, before we end, thank you for watching and being our participants on our Thursday live chat. Now, Miss Laura, I just want to take this opportunity to give your contact information and how can they reach you.
Yeah, so the main line to the Westlaco Chamber office is 956-968-2102. They can send me an email to laura@westlaco.com or chamber@westlaco.com. We receive both of those here. And our office is open, but the visitor center is still technically closed. So If you could just give us a call if anyone that wants to stop by. We're happy to have you in our office, and we look forward to helping you out in any way we can.
Thank you for being here, Miss Laura. Also, I just want to invite you guys, if you want to have, next week we're going to talk about how to apply for employee retention credit. It will be offered in English and Spanish. It also has something to do to your payroll. So that would be Wednesday, 10 in the morning, and Spanish at 11. Then the Thursday live chat next same time, we'll be talking about the trials and triumphs of a business owner in RGB during the COVID-19 crisis. Okay, guys, thank you for staying with us. And Miss Laura, thank you. And you have a great day. And please stay safe.
You too. Thank you, Chris.
Bye.
You.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.